Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Be Yourself. This is Dr. Rajni, and in the series of immunology, I will be discussing the last component of innate immunity, which is the inflammatory barrier. Now we already have discussed about the other components of innate immunity, which were anatomical barrier, physiological barrier and phagocytotic barrier. This one is the last one. So let's start. Before beginning with the inflammatory barrier, I just want to discuss few of the points related to its history, not much. Inflammatory barrier is not the new one. It is being known from the very beginning in the BC eras. As we can see here, during 1600 BC, Egyptian papyrus writer as well as in the 1st century AD, Roman physician Celsus has already mentioned about the inflammatory barrier, and what they did, they have classified the cardinal signs of inflammations in the 4 categories. One is the redness, known as rubor, tumor or the swelling, calor or the heat, and dolor, which means the pain. And in the 2nd century of AD, physician Galen has added one more sign to the inflammation, which is known as lysa, or the loss of function. But now we will be studying here only the 3 signs of the inflammatory barrier, which is the vasodilation, increase in capillaries permeability, and influx of phagocytes. Now what actually all this means? Vasodilation, what does it mean? It means dilation of the blood vessels. Where it will be dilated? Where you got any injury. So you might have seen whenever you got an injury, that portion got swollen, become red, and you start some heat over there. So here we will be discussing about exactly that mechanism, what happens to the inner cells which we are not able to see with our eyes, and how it regulates the immunological response inside our body. So vasodilation, what exactly it means? What exactly it means? It means that your blood vessels will be increased in diameter. So we know that anything when it will be increasing in diameter, so in the physics you might have studied, suppose it is a pipe where there is a difference in the breadth of the two region of the pipe, then you might have studied that the flow of water toward the broader region of the pipe will be more as compared to this region. Exactly this happens inside our body. So what will happen when it will be undergo vasodilation? What will happen and what exactly mean for the increase in the permeability of the capillaries? So when vasodilation will be there will be the increase in the permeability of the capillaries. Now let's see how it happens. Take a balloon, inflated balloon. Suppose this balloon has any hole over its surface. So if I will ask you to find out, what you will say, without stretching its membrane, you will not be able to find the hole. But when you will able to, either you will stretch the balloon or you will blow it out into a big one, then you can easily able to see a hole over the surface of the balloon. Exactly when there will be vasodilation of the blood vessels, the membrane will undergo or the membrane surface or the surface will their permeability will be increased, and when the permeability will be increased, the cells will able to move out of this surface. This is known as influx of phagocytes. Now moving to the next slide, what exactly we are going to study? Suppose this is our skin. What happens? A nail got enter inside or rupturing the cells, and what will happen? Skin cells, when what will happen? We will start bleeding, and our surface will be the surface which got hurt will be swell out, it become red, and the temperature will also increase. So how this is been regulated inside our body, we will be studying towards it. Now first thing you have understood what exactly the vasodilation means. So suppose this is the blood vessels, and above this vessels just we got the nails pin puncturing our cells. Then what will happen? There will be increase in the diameter of this nearby blood vessels, and because of this increase in diameter, what will happen? The surface will be, its surface will undergo dilated, or sorry, and undergo stretched, and because of this stretching their permeability will also be increased. Let us dissect it, this blood vessels, and let's see how it looks like. Now suppose this is the skin membrane, the inner cells, inner tissues are there. This is the blood vessels which undergo, and after rupturing what happens, our cells will be ruptured and the skin or the blood vessels will be increasing the permeability. And because of the rupturing of the cells, what will happen, the pathogens will also enter inside the skin. And what we know that as soon as more as our skin will be perfect, then in that time we will not be able to get infection from the outer environment, and this will also prevent the bacteria to enter inside our body. But when it got enter inside our body, then what will be the role of the immune system? First mechanism will be is to remove these pathogens, and another will be the we need to clot this blood so that no more blood loss will be there. Now what will happen, as soon as it will be ruptured, the flow of blood toward the vasodilated blood vessels will increase. So there will be more and more flow of blood or RBCs toward that side. Then what will happen, increase of the RBCs toward that area will increase the redness, or will cause the erythema, or it means erythema, 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 which means more and more accumulation of RBCs will be there. Okay, and because of this rushing of RBC, we feel the redness over that area, and also the temperature will also increase. Another thing is that our bloodstream also contains certain white blood cells like neutrophils, macrophages, monocytes. So this will also play in the this will start playing their role in the immune system. So what will happen, the phagocytes which is there, it will start moving along the margin of the blood vessels which undergo vasodilation, and it will reach toward the site of the injury. And when it will arrive to the site of the injury, then what will happen, because of the chemotaxis means what, attraction towards a certain chemicals. So there are certain complement system like C5a which I have not yet discussed. So my next topic will be the complement system, because so many times I have used this word, this terminology. So what will happen, when this neutrophils, this green color represents the neutrophils, will arrive toward the site of injury, then what will happen, it will undergo marginations. So you can see here it has aligned itself toward the margin of the blood vessels. This mechanism is known as margination. Now as the blood vessels are more permeable, then what will happen, it will start moving toward the chemicals, and because of this vasodilation and increased permeability, these neutrophils can easily move out of the cells by the process known as diapiesis or extravasation toward the site of the injury, and what will happen, when it will move toward the surface, it will engulf the bacteria and it will prevent the pathogens to spread the infection. Now what will happen, this is the function of neutrophils. We know that our body do not keep any of the cells, any of the tissues which are not in use, so it will undergo apoptosis. So before that, it may be possible if the pathogens will be more, you can say more dangerous, or it will be spreading more amount of infections can be possible, then it will also release, neutrophils also increase the reactive oxygen species, and we know that reactive oxygen species is quite poisonous for the bacterial cells, and it will kill the pathogens inside the cells which has entered because of the rupturing of the skin. Now what will happen, when the function of the neutrophils has been finished out, this will undergo apoptosis. Apoptosis means programmed cell death. If you don't know about the apoptosis, I will give the link of apoptosis in my description box. Now these are the cell debris or death decay part of the neutrophils, and this our body also do not want this death decay part of the neutrophils. Then what will happen, now now come the role of monocytes. Now monocytes will come out of this permeable vessels, and it will change into from monocyte it will change into the macrophages. And these macrophages, we know that the function of macrophages is what? It will phagocytes the leftover pathogens if it will be there, and the death decay part of the neutrophils, and through the lymphatic tissues capillaries it will go out of our body. So this is how completely our body regulates. Now we have come across that it will be removing the pathogens, but what about the injury which we got? What about the blood which are coming outside of our body? So what we do, we need to clot the blood to prevent its loss from our body. So when there is a vasodilation, the increase in the flow of the blood will also be, there will be increase in the amount of proteins. Proteins means what? The plasma content will be more, the blood clotting factor will be more, and the increase of the blood clot factor will what it will do? It will definitely, it will rush toward the injury site, fibrin will be there, blood clot factor will be there, and it will lead to the clotting of the blood, and after that process wound healing will start. So this is how the inflammatory barriers regulate both the pathogens as well as it also regulates the healing of the wound which we got it from the nails which got ruptured inside our body. So once again I am summarizing it. What happens when this nail has entered inside the cells? It has ruptured the cells, and in the nails might be containing some pathogens which has entered inside our body, and because of this chemical messenger will be there. This chemical messenger will lead to the vasodilation. So first step is the vasodilation will be there. This vasodilation, what it will do, it will increase the permeability of the membrane. The permeability will also be increased. This permeability will lead to the seepage of the neutrophils and macrophages by three different mechanisms. First is the margination. Neutrophils undergo margination, and this after margination what will happen? It will be squeezed out of this permeable membrane, and when it will come out in this place, it will phagocyte these pathogens, and it will, after phagocytosis, what will happen after phagocytosis? When the role of neutrophils will vanish, it will undergo apoptosis. The neutrophils undergo apoptosis, and this death decay part of the body will be cleared by the monocyte, which will also come out of this permeable vessels, and it will clear the leftover pathogens, and it will also clear this death decay part of the neutrophils from our body. And the whole process comes under the inflammatory barrier. It can be also acute type, and it can also lead to severe damage of the cells. As an example of in autoimmune system, if inflammation will be severe, then it may also cause the damage of our own body cells. So what happens when the function of the inflammations will be vanished? Then what will happen? There are two chemicals actually secreted. One is the pro-inflammatory chemicals and anti-inflammatory chemicals. After the completion of the inflammatory barrier, the pro-inflammatory chemicals will stop its secretion, and the anti-inflammatory secretion will be increased, and this will prevent the chemicals which got secreted because of the rupturing of the cells. It will stop the secretion of that chemical. When it will not get the chemical, then what will happen? The chemotaxis of the neutrophils will be stopped, chemotaxis of monocytes will be stopped, and again the blood will change into its original positions where it was when then it reversed. Because of reversion of the vasodilation, what will happen? The permeability will also be decreased. So now what we got, what the function of inflammation? It will mobilize the defensive cells. Definitely we have seen that neutrophils and monocytes has migrated toward the site of the infection. It will also check the growth of the cells, and it will also kill the pathogens which has entered inside our body, and also repair the tissue, the damaged tissues by increasing the amount of the protein which is required for the tissue repair mechanism, like fibrin and blood clotting factors. So all these were about the inflammation. In the next class we will discussing about the complement system. So don't forget to subscribe and share my channel, and kindly also suggest me if I can change the way of my teaching, and if I or and the other way if you want me to teach. So because I'm also a teacher and learning means the teacher. So don't forget to subscribe and share my channel.